Hello everyone, Abdulkas here. Now today we're going to discuss addition and subtraction under the number-based system. Let's say you are given 1 0 1 1 1 0 plus 1 1 1 0 1. When you want to make an addition, the most important thing to have in mind is the base you are working under, because that is going to determine the rule of the game. So since we're now in base 2 and we need to make this addition, the first thing that you need to do is to put them together. And remember the rule that the last digits need to align. So now we need to do the addition. The first we have is 0 plus 1. Now 0 plus 1 is 1. Then the next we have is 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Then the next that we have is 1 plus 1. Now we can't put 2 because it is base 2, so we can't have 2 there. So what do we do now? We have 2, that 2 is supposed to be our answer, and we can't put 2. Just imagine it like it is a room. We have different rooms, and if you have to put in numbers in these rooms, and these rooms can only contain certain numbers. So in this particular place, this room cannot contain 2 because everything is under base 2. You cannot have 2 on it. So what do? It means you need to convert that 2 to base 2. And what do? How do we convert the 2 to base 2? You just say, okay, what do we have? 2. What do we want to convert it to base 2? So you carry that 2 into this 2. How many times? 2 can go into 2 1 times. So you just say, okay, it can go into 2 1 times, which is 1. All right? Remainder 0, because it goes 1 times and there's no remainder. So you just say, okay, 2 can go into 2 1, remainder 0. So that remainder, which is 0, is what you will write. So you're going to write the remainder, and that 1, which you can go into it 1 times, you now carry that 1 and take it over to the next room. But now remember that the next room already had numbers, which is 1 plus 1 there. So you now add that 1. Now it is now making it 3. So now 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. Alarm, because we can't have 3 because we're under base 2. We are restricted. The only limit that we have is 2 digits, and the 2 digits are just zeros and 1, which is the binary. So what do? Since we have 3, we have to still convert 3 to base 2. How do we convert 3 to base 2? So okay, we have 3. We say, okay, 2 into 3. How many times can 2 go into 3? It's 1 times. Remainder what? 1. Are you seeing it now? So 2 can go into 3. 1, remainder 1. So you say, okay, 1, remainder 1. So you carry that remainder 1 and put it under. So you're putting it under, and then you carry that 1 that it can go into and move it to the next room. So we're now taking it to the next room. Now remember that the next room already had 0 plus 1 before, but now we're adding that 1, which is going to make it 1 plus 1 again. Now we're in another trouble because 1 plus 1 is 2. What do? But you already know the game. We have to convert that 2 again to base 2. 2 can go into 2 1 times, remainder 0. So you write the 0. All right. So you now carry that 1 again into the next room. Now when you take it to the next room, remember that the next room already had 1. So you now add that 1, which is making it again 1 plus 1. Another issue. But you already know the drill. So 2, we convert 2 again, because 2 into 2, okay, is 1. The same thing. All right, 2 into 2 is 1, remainder 0. So you carry that remainder 0 and put it, so it's now 0. And then you take that 1 again, all right, to the next space, which is the next new room. So since you now have 1 in that, then it will just be 1 plus 0, which is going to give you 1. So now your addition is going to give you 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 base 2. So that's it. What I want you to get in this addition thing is just the fact that if you add anything and it gives you a number that is higher than the base, you need to convert that answer to the base. So let's try another example. Let's say you have 432 plus 341 base 5. Both of them base 5. Add them together. And now you have 2 plus 1. Normal. Hey, the room can contain it because 2 plus 1 is 3, isn't it? Then you now have 3 plus 4. Now 3 plus 4 is 7. It can't go because remember we're in base 5. The room can't take it. If you are in a room that is base 5, it can't even take 5. It can only take 4. All right. So what do? We have to convert that 7 to base 5. How do we do it? We now say, okay, since we have is base 5, 5 into 7, how many times? It will be 1 times remainder 2. So you carry that remainder and put the remainder 2, and then that 1, which is the 1 times it can go into, you carry that 1 and move it to the next room. I seen it. So we're putting this one because we're moving to the next room. It cannot be contained in this room because this room can only contain base 5. Are you seeing the way it is now? So now, but we have 4 plus 3 already that was in that room, which has not been solved. You know, it's like it was in at the door. All right. So, but now you're bringing this. So now you have 1 plus 4, which is 5, plus that 3. So you have 5 plus 3, which is 8. And remember, we're in base 5. So that room cannot even contain it. We carry that 8 and say, okay, 5 into 8. Remember, we want to convert it now. We want to convert our answer. All right. Our answer is 8. But so 5 into 8 is 1 times remainder 3. So we carry the remainder 3 and put 3 there. Then the 1, which is the 1 times that it can go into 8, you carry that 1 and move to the next room, which happened to be an open room. So what do? Because it is there in the open room, what can you do? To just enter the room and occupy. Now I give you all of this analogy using the rooms and all of that, just so that you can have a mental picture of these things. Remember that to study number-based system, you do it in school, you can get it on the internet. But why are we then trying to do these courses? We're trying to do it to create some kind of schemas. Schema is a particular framework or other alternative way of explaining it. Maybe it will help. The picture that I will give you will be different from the picture your teacher is going to give you, and some people may find my picture more usable, while other people may find the one that is taught in school more usable. So this is just to give you more alternative so that you can use different approach or mindset to comprehend what it is. The moment you comprehend what it is, there's nothing. All of these things that you see is just plus, minus, nothing. So mathematics is not difficult. It's knowing the rule, remembering the rule, not breaking the rule. The moment you know that this is the rule, this cannot be contained in this room, this has to be converted to this, and this is how you convert it, and you move to the moment you understand that rule, then everything is going to work well. Now, the next that I want to show you is how to subtract. So let's say we have the same number 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, but this time around minus 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Now, you still put it in your table as usual, but now we want to minus. So the first thing that you see is 0 minus 1. Now we can't do 0 minus 1, so we need to go and borrow from the other room. We need to borrow and bring so that it will be enough for us to be able to do the minus. But when you carry 1 from the other room and bring it to this room, the 1 becomes 2 because we are working under base 2. And it's the same thing. It doesn't matter the base you're working on. If you carry 1 from any room and you bring it to this room because you want to use it to do something, that 1 becomes the value of that base. Now, someone will ask, but why? Why should it change? No, it's not like it makes sense to change. It just makes sense for the equation to work. So that's one thing you should have in mind in mathematics. It's not like everything needs to make sense. Certain things are only created as formulas to be able to solve something. And whenever you apply the formula that way, it always solves. So it's not going to depend on what schema you form in your mind to make you understand that that needs to be done in order for your equation to work. So that's just the way it is. When you borrow 1 and you bring it to this room, that 1 becomes the value of the base. And this time around, we are in base 2, so it becomes 2. So it means now we have 2. So now it's 2 minus 1, which is going to give us 1, isn't it? But remember, we already took 1 from the other room, all right? So what we have in the other room now is 0. And 0 minus 0 is 0, so we don't have problem with that one. So we put 0. I seen it now. So 0 in the next one. Then we move to the other room, which is 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is going to give us 0. And that is okay. We're good to go. So we move to the next room, which is 1 minus 1 again. It's going to give us 0. We are good to go. Then we move to the other room, which is 0 minus 1. You know the drill. 0, we can't do 0 minus 1, so we have to go and borrow from the 1 that is in the other room. We bring the 1 to this room. What happens to the 1? It becomes 2, so it becomes 2 minus 1, which becomes 1. Then if we go to the other room, that 1, we've already borrowed it. There's nothing, so there's nothing for us to calculate there, and that's all. You now have 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, base 2. That is it when you subtract. So that is it about the addition and subtraction in the number-based system. I want you to solve the questions written on the screen and put your answers in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.